Now I'm really confused. Like, what happened? Where am I going?
Where am I going? Huh. Why is there lava in this room and I'm still alive?
This is the only treasure, really, in the Phoenix Cave. The Phoenix Cave kind of is a cool gimmick where Locke has already taken all the treasure in the Phoenix Cave, so all the chests are pretty much worthless in this dungeon, except for 2.
Oh.
Anyway, when he gets them, except for the Valiant Knife, how many of them are good anyway?
Mostly potions, I think. He gives you lots of potions.
A Chaos T-Rex!
That would be terrifying.
It is terrifying, it's right in front of you.
It's not even a T-Rex, it's a dragon.
It's a T-Rex, look at it. It's just it's a fantasy world, so they don't actually know what a T-Rex is. They just think it's a dragon.
That's for the folks at home, the incorrect blitz input.
Are you showing them what happens when you do it wrong, right?
Just like he's been doing the rest of the LP.
I just keep showing how to incorrectly input blitzes.
Well, don't feel bad. There was that one time in the Mystic Quest LP where I showed the people what it's like to be lost for an hour. So.
But there are so many ways that you can mess it up, so you have to show every single one, of course.
Yeah.
You have to film your hands pressing the buttons wrong.
It's like, when you do bum rush, you could do up, then down, and that would mess it up, or you could do up and...
There's so many ways. You could either, like, hit the buttons wrong, or you could hit the buttons not at all, that means it doesn't work. You could hit the buttons on an Xbox controller, that won't work. You could put your fist through the TV, that really won't work.
You could ask your cat to do it, that wouldn't work either.
No.
Honestly,
well,
I think
there was this one time where I put the controller down for a second.
And the cat did a bum rush?
Well, he laid down on it and he did Airblade. Or maybe I'm bullshitting you and talking out of my ass like usual, I don't know.
I want to believe. Or the worst way you could do it is to go outside and make a friend and make memories in the real world. That really won't work.
Yep.
Real friends are overrated.
They are. You need fake internet friends.
Yeah, I have all the companionship on the IRC chat and my fan art.
And on that note, smiling Buddha heads.
Another one. Along with a dude in a raincoat and an umbrella.
And they use an attack that makes Terra act like Vanille.
Oh, Final Fantasy jokes.
Well, at least it's better than Zelda jokes, considering that's more on topic.
But why would we ever want to be on topic?
That's a good point. People keep telling me.
We're doing so well at not being on topic.
Topic.
Why we're on a streak?
Sleep.
Apparently, I just forgot that Setzer has the fixed dice, so I used slot.
Well, don't worry. He's just using Demi a lot. That's not going to hurt you.
And this was his Final Fantasy VIII.
Wait, Demi can actually kill you in that game?
Physical attacks, apparently.
Yep.
I remember.
Diablos can kill
I
things.
remember in Final Fantasy XII there was one of those espers, and the guy had like Gravigia or something ridiculous, and it actually managed to kill me, and I was very pissed off.
Zeramis.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? It's a gravity attack. It's only supposed to take a percentage of my health away. That means I can't die from it. But no.
It was the boss of... when I like stand there, I'm trying to remember which button is Y to switch parties.
It's very hard playing games on your keyboard.
Yeah. It's hard work playing Final Fantasy VI for hours at a time.
Well, at least you're playing an RPG. I once tried to play Super Star Wars on a keyboard.
That does not sound fun.
No, it really isn't.
First, you need the menu experience. Basically, a lot of this dungeon can be skipped if you just want to take the spikes.
But why would you want to do that?
If you were lazy.
Empty!
Spikes only do 400 HP of damage and they can't kill you. So...
But you can die in the next fight you get in if you forget to heal.
Which I probably would have if I went to the spikes.
Yeah.
Lava.
Professor! Lava! Hot!
I'm not sure, like, the lava effect, I'm not sure if it's a good effect or a bad effect. I'm not really sure.
It does kind of screw up your eyes.
It's vaguely psychedelic.
Oh,
That's what
man.
lava looks like when you get really, really stoned.
It might be what it
Talking
looks like in
from
real life.
experience.
What would all of us know? Oh man, yo. I'm starting to see things.
If you look really, really hard, it's like one of those pictures. If you stare at it long enough, it will.
It'll start showing you Nazi propaganda or something.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look at it long enough, it will tell you that Toriyama is the true successor to the Final Fantasy series.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh god.
Alright, people at home, you may not know this, but I have an unhealthy hatred for Matomu Toriyama. I think it is the
Who
worst thing to
doesn't?
ever happen. No,
I
I'm
think after
especially big
13-2,
on it.
everyone hates him. There's
No,
a reason Toriyama is a meme.
most people hate him. Oh, I started hating him after he fucked up the, what's it called? Parasite Eve series.
He was part of that disaster? Well, I guess I've got to just assume.
He did the
It was-
third birthday, and he managed to kill. He just fucked it up. There's like no words for how bad he did that, or what he was thinking, or anything.
Well,
Or
see,
if
there's
he
your
was
problem
thinking.
right there. You assume he does think when he does these.
I mean, I guess he was the person who wrote the quote-unquote story for Final Fantasy X-2.
13-2.
Oh,
did he
10,
do 10-2?
he
He
did
did
10 too. He also did 10.
Oh, wow! Now it makes sense!
He also did Bahamut's Lagoon. Boo! I mean, no one's played that, so who cares?
What's that?
Bahamut's Lagoon. It's a Super Nintendo game.
Is that like where you like go to the hot springs with Bahamut or something?
No, it's actually a tactical RPG that uses dragons mostly, and most of the sprites are modified versions of sprites from Final Fantasy VI. See, I managed to bring it all back together.
Going to the hot springs with Bahamut, that's something that we must include in Struggle Returns.
Oh yes.
Okay. It's a collaborative effort.
We
I'll
have
let
a
other
little mini
ideas in.
game where you get to take Shiva or Cywin on a date to the hot springs, depending on your affection values.
I was worried you were going to say it's a minigame where you have to, like, wash Bahamut's back or something.
Or just, I mean, it can't be worse than the massage minigame.
You're massaging Bahamut.
As long as it's not LeBlanc, then I'm
And,
fine.
but the reward for doing really well is he turns over on the table. He wants you to do his front.
I think one thing, the Final Fantasy fan base is so divided, but I think what a lot of people will agree on, 10 and 10-2 had some of the worst minigames in the franchise.
Well, there's the Chocobo racing game, where you have to do better than perfect.
There's the drunk chocobo racing.
The lightning strikes, the butterflies.
Oh my god, lightning strikes.
Who the hell thought the lightning was a good idea?
I know in my walkthrough I said I did that. I did not do that. I'm telling you all right now.
Frankly, I don't think anyone did that. I assume just everyone just hacked the game.
No, people have done that.
What I did is I said, well, I guess I'm not using Lulu ever again, and then just didn't use her ever again.
But what does she need an ultimate weapon for anyway?
Whatever.
She's a magician, who cares?
I honestly think the butterfly thing is worse than the chocobo racing. The butterfly thing is really awful.
I forget what the butterfly thing was.
Because it's the
You gotta run down the path touching the blue butterflies while avoiding the red ones. Except it is so strictly timed that if you don't take every corner exactly, and if you touch a single red one, you won't be able to get them all.
And the depth perception is terrible.
This sounds familiar.
God,
I think I might have actually done this and blotted it out of my memory.
And you know the worst thing is it's for Kamari. I mean, honestly, who cares?
Oh, if it was for Kamari, then I definitely didn't do it. I never used Kamari. Whoever did?
I did, but only until I got Riku. I used him for stealing. Then
Huh.
she joined and Riku did this.
I did exactly the same thing. I think that's what everyone used Kamari for.
I didn't
Yeah,
use him
that's
for
what I put on my
anything.
walkthrough.
I only ever played the game once. And anyway, at the Final Fantasy X LP.
Yep. Let's cover every Final Fantasy game but this one.
Alright. I really like Final Fantasy III. It is pretty. It has good music. I like the
and
art
it has
style.
Refia.
I like Refia.
Who doesn't?
I like Final Fantasy I. It is a classic.
I like Final Fantasy II because I'm obviously a masochist.
I
love
fucking hate Final Fantasy 2.
I love Final Fantasy 2 because it is fun to break.
I beat that game and I totally forgot about it. I just didn't want to think about it anymore.
Last time I played through it, I sequence broke. I can't remember when it was. I think actually it was when I had Minwoo in the party still. I got to Mysidia.
Yeah, I've done that too.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Well, you managed to keep Winmu in the party forever?
No, but the point of the game when he joins you, I fought to Mysidia. I fought past all the enemies and started grinding around Mysidia.
Oh.
And then I just...
Isn't he supposed to sacrifice himself to get Ultima, which turns out to be a really shitty spell anyway?
Yeah.
It's Final Fantasy 2. It's great. It's like this great comedy on the people who are playing it. I love it. It's like you get Ultima, like the great ultimate spell, and it turns out to be awful and terrible.
Yeah, like you
Then
play.
6 came around and reimagined it.
I think it was in a few other games before that, but
the party members you get progressively worse and worse as the game goes on.
yeah, the Dark Knight dude, whatever the hell his name is, he was pretty bad.
Squall.
You should think he'd be impressive considering he was the series' first Darth Vader ripoff, but no.
Oh, here's the Red Dragon.
Red Dragon.
The communist dragon?
Now, Red Dragon starring Ralph Fiennes.
This is the
Before
Dragon.
me you rightfully tremble. But fear is not what you owe me, Mr. Louds. You owe me awe. I like that movie. Did you notice?
I was seeing it.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a
I've
good
seen that.
movie, yeah.
It's the Anthony Hopkins one, right?
Yeah.
Well, of course it's good then. You got Anthony Hopkins.
It's actually a remake of a movie called Manhunter. That one's not as good.
Oh yeah, I remember Nostalgia Critic did an old versus new with those two. I remember
Yeah.
now.
So this is at the point in the game when bosses are just kind of random encounters with different music.
Actually, this guy's not doing too bad against you, I think.
Yeah.
Give
mean,
him
this guy-
some more attacks.
The thing is that Final Fantasy VI starts turning into a... I guess you could... If we're going to keep with the communist metaphor, we can start turning into like this arms race between the party and the enemy, where you're the United States and the Red Dragon is the Soviet Union, and they're just trying to outpower each other, and then they just do more and more damage, but they have less health and they don't have healing, so you win.
Huh. So it is not mutually assured destruction, then.
No.
Alright.
They were wrong after all.
Yeah. America totally could have won World War III. We should have fought it.
Well, there's still time.
But who are we going to fight it against? China? That's not nearly as cool.
You'll find someone.
Albania.
Canada?
Kazakhstan.
Kyrgyzstan.
There he goes.
Kyrgyzstan?
Kyrgyzstan.
No, I know exactly the country we need to fight. Andorra. It'd be over. We just drop a single bomb and the whole country's gone.
Yeah, we could just drive a car into it and it would be gone.
No, that's Vatican City. Andorra's slightly bigger than that.
Oh, Andor. Oh, okay. I thought you said Pandora.
Andorra?
Avatar.
We are already fighting them in the future.
Well, yeah, but why fight tomorrow what we can fight today? Isn't that the American way?
No?
Well, it should be.